So today we're going to be looking at more squads. There is a big difference now with evolutions coming in at an alarming rate in general. Like, I feel like they're going to just take over quite a lot with the weak foot upgrades, with a Playstyle Plus upgrades, and now upgrades to some of the better players. We've obviously got one with Matuidi, we've got a few that can go into Guti, and plenty of other players. But there is still obviously a big force behind Mbappe, some of the icons, and to be fair, some of the SBCs, which have been decent enough to keep in your team. I think this game has been one of the main ones where you can pick quite a few different players and still have some very, very good results. So let's go straight in. So if you're looking for coins, head to the description of the video, have a look at U7, click go to site, and you'll be transported straight to the coin page for FC25. There is plenty of mounts, and we know full well that U7 are the cheapest, safest, reliablest coins that you can get out there. Once selected your product, click buy, and you'll also be given a newcomer an extra bonus per time. Then obviously head over to the discount, type in JT11 for your discount code, and you'll be able to get that lovely 8% off every single time. And there is also massive creators that are on screen that are also affiliated with U7 Buy. And if that's not enough to convince you, there is lots of different reviews that you can go on Trustpilot and have a look for yourselves. Safe, reliable, and fast. The one question I want to ask is, what do you think your team is worth? That's kind of the big point where we're at now, is how much do you think there is? Because we're now into, going into the fourth month, October, November, December, going into the fourth month. Team of the year is right around the corner. Not that it's going to change too much, because to be honest, team of the year, it's incredibly hard to get any of them. You'll probably get a goalkeeper, maybe you get a defender, some lucky people will get the striker, but there's very few that are going to pack specifically more than 3, 4, 5 of them without incredible luck. But there will be obviously the price points of them. It'll be very interesting to see what prices they do come in at. So I think realistically, if you've been playing this game straight from October, not even necessarily a crazy grind, your team probably should be over the 1 mil mark by now. If we think that 700k, for instance, gets you around this, I feel like a lot of people should have more. Like, obviously this is going with the 495,000 coin verts, which is... oh, it's just the winter wildcard, in fact. So obviously that could be a big pack pull. But when you look at everybody else, 650, 650, 20k, 11, 47, there's not much value in a million coins anymore. We've got SBCs, evolutions, teams at least should be on a pretty decent level. If we look at a 2.3, Donnarumma was quite packable during the Centurions. Company, quite a high one, but could have come from a player pick. Frimpong from any of the gamble. Nuno Mendes, quite cheap. SBC, Cherokee, was he won an SBC, was he? No, he's 149 from a gamble potentially, 160 for Buffon, SBC for Sane, Zaha is relatively cheap, and then Kane, 515, pretty decent player, probably one of the more expensive ones. Again, could have been got from a gamble. He's 93, got himself for the finesse. It's a solid team. You're obviously looking at a free card in Konate as well. The value of it is pretty decent. You look at another 2 million coin. We're missing one position, but we've got a Vinny. Di Natale at 616 is more preferred. SBC, potential icon packs, free. Mendy more than likely got by now, and Menu was very easy to pack as well, and plenty of hero packs for Marquisio. It's not necessarily that too difficult to get at this point. Yes, when you're looking at the 15 mil squads like that, is just nuts. Full icon team. Schmeichel and net, would always prefer Van der Sar, always. Bobby Moore, I mean, he could get better, realistically. Carlos Alberto, sensational. Roberto Carlos, obviously. Zidane, Vieira, Beckham is just outrageous. Cantona, Ronaldinho, with the potential of the... it's not necessarily a glitch, but the fact that you could have got him easier than what you can always get him. And then obviously a bit of Jarzinho on the right. Now that's unreal. But to be fair, that's the point that I'm saying, is that is outrageous in general. But you could definitely make a team that rivals that. Like, for instance, if we was to go into a squad builder, if we're looking, say we're going 4-4-3-3, you're looking Courtois in net, as always, Right back, I personally say Walker's quite a decent one, especially with some of the evos that you can make on him. Obviously, the Remember Kaliber 87. You could easily, I know people not necessarily rating Van Dijk as much, but he's still going to be fine. Like, he will be absolutely fine. You've got a free Konate. If you didn't want to go with, to be fair, Teo is probably the better option. Mendy's got plenty of evolutions, but Teo is just unbelievable. Then if you go for instance, the Bellingham that we got given, that's another free one. I'll keep him this side. CDM, who would everybody go for? You've got plenty of evolutions you could pick, but I think one, if you could pick him and do the evolution, is this version right here in the number 8. That is outrageous for Conte. Then if you go for right wing, you could go for Adama, but to be fair, I'm thinking more links. Let's go for left wing. You could go... A lot of people did Vinny, but that SBC is very expensive. To be fair, you could just go, and I know not a lot of people will have possibly done him like this, but you could go for the 91 Rashford, wherever he is. Where is he? You could definitely get him to 91, so I know you can. 91, is he anywhere? These go down in rating. I'm assuming it's going for the non-expired ones. Is there any way to do it? But say we go 87. Can we not go higher than that? That's incredibly annoying. We should be able to put the expired evolutions on here, to be fair. But say we go 87, for instance. We go there. Then if we go with a striker, you want to go... A lot of people did get the Haaland. Personally, I didn't, unfortunately. I don't know if it was glitched for anybody else. But say if we was to go, to be fair... One that is quite good that was an SBC. I know you're not necessarily going to go crazy with him, but Nunez was an unbelievable one. If we go and have a look, who have we got here then? Rodrigo. It's got plenty of evolutions you could have gone for. Salah, obviously, with his SBC. To be fair, if we did go with Salah in fact, there we go. Pedro Neto, just as a cheaper alternative, I'm thinking. If you went for his right wing, and then if we went another centre mid... Valverde's not a bad option, to be fair. Tchouaméni with his upgrade. Possibly Valverde in my option. Like, that's a 700k, well, 630k squad. Obviously, Rashford could be changed for somebody slightly better, just because you might have done a Vinny SBC. You could have done then another evolution. But mainly what I'm thinking with Rashford is you've got the 91 version of him, because obviously that one was possible. I don't know why it's not popping up on here, other than the fact that maybe they don't have the expired evolutions as well. So, little bit frustrating there. That would be really nice to show the 91. But even then, if we change the striker, we could go for many others. Like, you could have had a lucky pack in Mbappe. You could put Rashford up front and got Vinny on the left-hand side. Obviously, Nunez is a very good one regardless, but still plenty of options you can go with. Felix, you could have upgraded a Watkins. Gakpo is a very good one as well that you could go for with the quick step. 700k, 600k, and not necessarily that it would beat this team, but it holds up just as well. And obviously that goes down to who's playing the game as well. But it's a solid team, and it's very basic. Most people should have that sort of lineup, in my opinion, at this point. And then you throw in the random Grincher that you might have got from an icon pack. A Rivaldo as well. Maybe a cheeky Palmer. Obviously here you've got quite a cheap team as well. You've got Nuno Mendes, Alisson, Van Dijk, bit of Klosterman. Why not? Obviously Hakimi on the right hand side, which I think is an evolution, going from press proven as well as then the quarter century quest. Then you've got Palmer, Roberto as an SBC, Fred with his kind of CDM magic, and then a little bit of an attack. Pedro Neto definitely featuring very, very high in a lot of these teams. We've got an R9 team. I'm interested. Wow, okay, yeah, okay, that's an interesting one. Love Kolo Muani. I think he's going to have a beautiful upgrade, especially after Team of the Year, because I think a lot of people at this point are in a very stalemate, that they're waiting for a double Playstyle Plus Evo. Double Playstyle Plus is to become more popular because, let's face it, Numero Foot is getting a Team 2, and the first team weren't great. To be real, the first team was just, it had a couple of nice players, but nothing too crazy. Like, you've got Vlahovic as a solid cheap option. Lewandowski at 700. Leao looking incredible with a quick step now, but no double. Obviously, then you've got James as his first card back into the game. A couple of standard ones, Mappy Leon. Obviously, then you've got another Vlahovic as well. Another Vlahovic, because it's turned around. Another De Jong as well. Very standard options. Nothing crazy that I'm going to be going nuts for, especially when Team of the Year is just heavily mentioned everywhere. But that, I'd say, is pretty decent across the board. Buffon, Konate, Boy is an SBC, Klosterman, Nuno Mendes, a little bit of Douglas Luiz. Asensio is free, obviously, from the season. Elise is good. Wirtz is good. Kolomoane is good. And then R9's R9. So, again, not terrible whatsoever. We've got a million coin team. I feel like, yeah, million is probably about right. I like that he's gone for the Evos as well. We've got a double chip shot, so I don't know if he's just going for the rating of what they've got them, because you could definitely, I'm pretty sure you can't get both of them on the chip shot unless there was another Evo, and if so, you kind of wasted it on two centre mids, especially with the pinged pass number 8 that we've got. Cunha has plenty of Evos, which is nice. Rodrigo, if you've gone for the 91, fair enough that he's grinded all of their mode masteries for him. Mendy obviously coming in, bit of Vinny, Pedro Neto, Virgil Konate, Alisson Delo. Solid, absolutely solid. Then we've got a bit of Rodri, he's gone gold. Could he do with the upgrade? I like the Tar upgrade. Obviously, he's got himself an 89 as well, which has got a massive pace increase. So that would kind of be where I'd be looking upgrading there. Frimpong, it's fair enough. I mean, his 80 was his 90, in fact, is coming in at 315 as well. Could go for the nice upgrade for him. He doesn't have a playstyle plus on either. Salah, it's fair enough for the 89. Bit of Lampard with an Evo. Odegaard probably hasn't had an Evo yet. I don't think he's been available in any, so he's going to be one that will be really good because he's only got one card. It has got the 12 pace increase, which is nice, but nothing too crazy. Sane's good, Gakpo's good, and again, could go for the Rodri upgrade, but it's a little bit expensive just to whack out the cash for him. Maybe, again, another Evo at some point. But then if we have a look, we'll go into more specifics in terms of pricing. I think the next upgrade for a lot of people will be to get that Gamble SBC and manage it to pay off. Like, if we look at kind of like a 3 mil squad, realistically, the only thing that's stopping you now is because not a lot of people are going to be paying out 1.2 mil, 750 on actually buying these cards. It's going to be the untradeable. Now, personally, my team is pretty much what I showed you to begin with, in fact. It's in a 4-4-2 at the moment, and we've got very, very lucky in the last two packs, last two icon packs, because I've got the 4-4-2 that I'm looking to potentially change. We've got Courtois, we've got Virgil, we then got in gold, I've got Walker on the right, we then have Teo on the left, we have Konate in the middle, and then once we get there, I've kind of now, I need to change it up with the post patch and kind of have a look at something. We got very lucky in getting Bale from the pack. At the minute, I'm kind of switching between a bit of Rashford 91 and Vinny's Player of the Month. We've then got Bellingham in the middle alongside. At the moment, I've got Schneider there just to get both incisive passes, but I am eyeing up someone like Tonali to add a little bit more defensive unit there. Bellingham kind of does a bit of both. And then we've got Mbappe as the right side, and then we've got Dalglish, I want to say, as this side. So we've got that. That is currently the team that we've got. Obviously, we've got very lucky with an Mbappe very early on, like when he was about 4 mil. So that was impressive in itself. Bale's recent. Vinny's obviously an SBC. 3. We've packed him, who's now 87. We packed Teo, very lucky. Schneider was a hero pack, Courtois was packed, and Dalglish was another icon pack. So realistically, if you took out anybody that is Gamble SBC packed as such, we take out these two, then we take out a Schneider, we're down to 2.8. If then we got very lucky with an Mbappe, not everybody's going to get him. I think this is kind of the skeleton that a lot of people should be able to get by now, because Bellingham was free if you've got the Ultimate Edition, so he was sensational. Konate's season. Vinny cost a bit, but to be fair, I haven't done that many SBCs in general. I've kind of just been holding on for them big ones, for potentially an Mbappe Player of the Month before I got him. And then once Vinny came out, it was kind of a no-brainer. Teo was lucky, but to be fair, with all the packs that we've had, might have sniffed around him. I think we've got him like twice at this point. So he's still relatively hard on the supply for each individual, but he is there. Virgil, I've had more times than I can count. And then obviously Courtois was quite an easy one. And I paid for 90k of him. Even if you just went for the gold, it's not the worst in the world. So that's kind of where I'm at with the coins. When you're looking at a team like this, realistically, Yaya is going to be the really hard one to get. Wayne is kind of there. I think he's probably second. Everybody else is very, very achievable for that level of squad. We've got 4 mil with Vinny's Trailblazer. That's obviously going to be a big one. Ramirez, out of all the hero packs, could be a possibility. Carlos Alberto is going to be quite difficult. You could have got a Rafinha upgrade with an Evo at this point. I don't think Gundogan has an upgrade yet, but Konate, Gundogan, both free. Koyunde, incredible. He won an SBC. So again, another fantastic load going on. We've got a bit of Bobby Charlton. Carlos Alberto, obviously gone for the new female goalie, and obviously Bobby Charlton. Everybody else, SBC, SBC, SBC. Van der Ven with an Evo, Delo with an Evo, and then obviously Gilmore, who's cheap as chips anyway. And even Palmer at 90, he's an SBC that's not necessarily that expensive either. So jumping up for this next level, we've got, a Liverpool past and present. Okay, so if you add some Evos in as well, has Bobby got another? Oh, he doesn't. He can go up to 88 with a number 8 though, so potential for upgrades. Salah with the Globetrotters, which is nice. Plenty of upgrades you could go with there. If then we scope down a little bit, we've got 4 mil for De Jong. We've got Forlan, Openda, Sane, De Jong, Bellingham, Scholes. I've heard good things about Scholes, to be fair. The 99 passing, it's going to always be nice, and that De Jong is outrageous. Like, that is the one I wanted from the Winter Wildcard. Gavi, another great option you can go for in the middle. Kim Min-jae, Schlotterbeck with Kobel as well. Z Roberto in left back, haven't quite seen him there in my opinion. And then Frimpong's got plenty of Evos as well. What I am interested now then is, what is the best 100k, 200k team that we can make? Because it's going to be predominantly gold, but the players that you can get, like Salah's 21k, 12k for Son, that's a pretty standard nice team. Like, it's not necessarily going to go against some of these mega icon teams, but it's not necessarily the worst. It really isn't that bad. Like, we look at Delap, you've obviously got him with the 99 pace, Bellingham with the incisive, a solid back line that still would do enough. It's a very interesting market to go to. When we look a little bit higher now into the kind of the 5 mils and 6 mils, this is heavily going to be based around players you've actually packed. Because Teo, you're not paying out 1.7 mil coins. It's just not possible. Like, I'd pay for De Jong, million coins for De Jong 100%, but defenders, you can get away with the gold. You can get away with the 2 free cards, a Virgil and a gold Teo. Even an Evolution Mendy is more than enough to be able to have that back line. The midfield and the striking options, obviously Leao dropping a massive price now because of the new version. I'm pretty sure he just literally fell off an absolute cliff. Like, once he came out, he was at 800k and literally dipped to 260 straight off the bat. Like, that's outrageous how much he dropped. And a very good option if you wanted him as well. He's got the Rapid Plus instead of the Quick Step, but it still works. Looking at this, ooh, okay, that's a bit nicer. So with this, you've got Van der Sar, obviously, from potentially a pack. 2 heroes from packs. Best, Puskás and Ronaldinho, they would be incredible icon packs. It's the only reason why I do the gamble SBCs, because there is the chance of these. I believe, like, 8 times out of 10, I've probably got more fodder than anything. But it is the point that you can get this 3 mil coin card. If you do 15 of these icons, there's a chance you get somebody. Now, that is the whole point of the gamble side of it, but they are kind of the main thing that's worth it. When you look at SBCs and you think, I've got the 86 campaign pick, there's a potential to get somebody good at least. I know it's not including icons, but when you look at the players realistically, you kind of look in mainly like Guendouzi. It's a solid card, maybe waiting for an Evo. The main ones I'd be looking at, like Mane for a past and present and anything. Gakpo, I think, is worth looking at the minimum. Pedro Neto, another great one, I would say. Gavi's an absolute must. I'd even skip Palmer, to be honest. With some of the evolutions, the incisive on the Trailblazer is far better to get. Forlan's not a bad striker if you're still missing one. Z Roberto is very good. Sane is very good. And then Salah, if you're obviously wanting Salah himself, but he's just got himself confirmed as the next player of the month for the Prem as well. So already there's like 4 or 5 players then that's it. And even then, you might not want them. So you could then just go and put all your fodder into the Gamble SBCs instead. So there is a chance of upgrading in that. We have a United team. I mean, yeah, we've got, I mean, he's got nobody in positions, which is a bit weird. We've got a more than enough team to be able to make a solid one there. That's OCD is going absolutely nuts there. If we look, then we've got 5.4 Kamenvinga. Unbelievable. He's dropped a lot. I swear he was about 1.2 mil. Where's his place day? His cross one. He's got 1.1. He's dropped massively over the time, which he should do. Naturally, he should do. He's only got one playstyle plus, but it's a big upgrade from obviously his 83. But the main thing is that you can now put him into that new number 8. You could go press proven or let the ping pass. And realistically, like, there's not like a crazy difference. It's a good enough difference, but going from 88 to 91, it's got the intercept, which personally for me I really like in a CDM, but to add an extra 900k, and it was a million coins different, is a very expensive upgrade. Savinho, very nice. Di Natale, love him. Guehi as an evolution. Obviously this was when he had his Saliba. If we look at a couple more, we've got a bit of Neymar coming on. Obviously going to be the winter wildcard. Mia Hamm as her 89. Did she get one below? Yeah, one below, one up. 1.4 with a quick step. Where it's got, oh, it's a shame they didn't get the power shot and quick step as well. But another very good card. I think the same for the lovely Ronaldo's. Was it 90 did he get? We got 4.2 mil. Technical, which ruined it a little bit. But we got the Trickster Technical. 12.5 mil. It's just outrageous. Everybody else, though, Reyna's very nice, Bellingham, Vinny, Rafinha is this 91. I'm assuming the attacking Avalanche, which is obviously a very good one. The one that we wanted for Rashford there. Maicon with the upgrade, Courtois, Konate, Teo, and Virgil. Standard. Then if we pick one more, let's go 8.4. Could be... Okay, yeah, so Ronaldo's going to come in this. The Cruyff SBC. It's got a bit of bench as well, obviously. So, got the centre-back Milito. I mean, I've not tried him. I don't really want to, but I mean, you could. Has he got that dynamic? Why have I not seen that card? It's a very weird one. I don't think I've actually seen that one yet. So whether it's good or not, obviously Teo in form, Lampard on a centre mid role over there, Barella on the other side, very good CDM. Then obviously Neymar and Pires. Pires not terrible for the price that you're paying. And then obviously the most of the price is coming from R9 himself, which is always nice. And then the one that I'm interested in will go one final one at the max cash, because normally these are not necessarily crazy. Like these are normally... Yeah, I was going to say, normally kind of fake squads add in, but if we see, has anybody got anything that is lower? Because I don't think you can make much more than a 94 rated squad. You'd be predominantly looking at icons for the price because they are still expensive. Raul, Jarzinho, Matthias, Zidane, Vieira, little bit of Rivaldo, Thuram, Desai, Herrero. It's very nice. So let me know the price of your team. There is some very, very good teams going on. And also, drop your tactics if you want. Leave the code down below and we'll give it a try out and see if they're worth it. But other than that, like and subscribe. Peace.